The CEO of the world's biggest bank just told you not to worry about AI taking your job. His bank spent $2 billion this year on AI specifically to eliminate jobs. He knows you're about to be replaced, and he's counting on you not figuring it out until it's too late. Jamie Dimon runs JPMorgan Chase, $4 trillion in assets. Yesterday on Fox News, he said this: "I don't think AI is going to dramatically reduce jobs next year. For the most part, AI is going to do great stuff for mankind. Maybe one day we'll be working less hard but having wonderful lives." 2 months ago at Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit, he said this: "It will eliminate jobs. People should stop sticking their head in the sand. If you take people making $150,000 and throw them on the street where the next job pays $30,000, you'll have a revolution." Same person, opposite messages. One for TV audiences on a Sunday morning. One for business leaders who actually make hiring decisions. Your mortgage payment depends on figuring out which version is true. Start with what JPMorgan is actually doing with your money. $2 billion a year on artificial intelligence. 2,000 engineers. 13 years of development since 2012. In October, Dimon told investors what they're getting for that $2 billion. Quote, "For $2 billion of expense, we have about $2 billion of benefits. Reduced headcount, fewer errors, faster workflows." End quote. Reduced headcount. That's not speculation. That's the return on investment. They spent $2 billion to employ fewer people. The AI systems are already built. The headcount reduction is already happening. And then he goes on Fox News and tells you not to worry. Watch what he does with the tractor comparison. He says AI will be great for mankind like tractors were. In 1910, 41% of Americans worked on farms. By 1990, that number was 2%. Tractors eliminated 95% of farm jobs. That's his analogy for why you shouldn't panic. But tractors took 80 years. AI is moving faster. In November, Dimon predicted we'll all work 3.5 days a week within 20 to 40 years. If you're working 3.5 days instead of 5, that's 30% less human work. The work didn't disappear. AI is doing it. Which means 30% of current jobs don't need humans anymore. He just told you that on TV and called it good news. Notice his timeline trick. He says AI won't dramatically reduce jobs next year. He's right. It won't. Because the dramatic reduction happens in 2028 and 2029 after companies finish building their systems. He very carefully did not say it won't reduce jobs in 3 years. He picked a 12-month window and said, "Don't worry about that window." That's a lawyer's answer designed to sound reassuring while saying nothing about the actual threat. JPMorgan has been preparing for this since 2012, 13 years. The technology is ready. The deployment is happening inside the bank right now. By the time it shows up in unemployment headlines, it's too late to reposition. The jobs are already automated. The only question is whether you saw it coming. So why 2 different messages? Because Dimon needs 2 different things from 2 different groups. Business leaders need to prepare. Build the AI systems now. Plan the workforce transitions. Get the policy infrastructure ready for mass retraining. Workers need to stay calm and keep spending money. If 10 million knowledge workers panic simultaneously, the economy collapses before companies finish their AI build-out. So he tells business leaders the truth and tells workers everything will be wonderful. His October speech proves he knows exactly what's coming. Quote, "You can't just take all these people and throw them on the street. You'll have a revolution. We need massive retraining programs, relocation assistance, income support, early retirement packages." End quote. That is not advice for minor economic change. That is disaster planning for industrial-scale job elimination. Then he goes on Sunday morning TV and says maybe you'll work less and have wonderful lives. The advice he gives on Fox News makes this even more obvious. He tells workers to focus on critical thinking, emotional intelligence, communication. Those skills don't create jobs. They make you better at competing for whatever jobs remain after AI takes the rest. If there are 10 jobs and AI eliminates 7, communication skills help you fight for the last 3. It does not bring back the 7. One tells you how to survive economic catastrophe. We need government-run retraining programs. corporate relocation assistance, income support, early retirement for people who can't retrain fast enough. That's not individual advice. That's societal collapse planning. Two different audiences, two different messages. Right now, JPMorgan employs AI for fraud detection, risk analysis, legal research, compliance, customer service, marketing. Those are all knowledge worker jobs paying $60,000 to $150,000 a year. Every one of those jobs is being systematically automated, and Dimon's own words from October confirm it. For $2 billion of expense, we get $2 billion of benefit through reduced headcount. What happens in month 13? The systems are already running. The business case is already proven. The only thing left is timing. And Dimon just told you the timing on national television. He said it won't dramatically reduce jobs next year, which means it will dramatically reduce jobs the year after, or the year after that. He gave you a 12-month safe window. By the time this becomes obvious in unemployment data, you've already lost your positioning advantage. Everyone will see it. Everyone will panic. Everyone will try to retrain simultaneously. The valuable positions will already be filled. You'll be competing with 10,000 other people who all have the same realization at the same time. That's why Dimon needs you calm right now. If you panic early, you might actually do something about it. Think about who benefits from you believing the Fox News version instead of the Fortune Summit version. JPMorgan benefits. They get to build their AI systems without worker resistance. They get to maintain consumer spending while they automate the workforce. They get to complete their transition before anyone realizes what happened. You do not benefit. You lose your preparation window. You lose your positioning advantage. You find out when everyone else finds out, and by then it's too late. So here's what you do right now. Stop processing information from Sunday morning talk shows. Watch what companies spend money on. JPMorgan spends $2 billion a year to reduce headcount. That is reality. Fox News is the cover story. If you're in a knowledge worker role processing information, analyzing data, writing reports, doing research, you have 2 to 4 years maximum to move into work that requires human judgment under high-stakes ambiguity. Not learning AI tools. Everyone will learn that. Moving into strategic decision-making where being wrong costs millions, and you can't just rerun the algorithm and build financial runway immediately. Not for retirement, for transition. If Dimon is right about needing massive retraining programs, you need 12 to 18 months of expenses covered. Your current role might not exist in its current form by 2029. The CEO of JPMorgan just told business leaders to prepare for that while telling you everything will be wonderful. Jamie Dimon is not lying. He's doing something more effective. He's telling different versions of the truth to different audiences based on what he needs them to do. Business leaders get prepared for mass displacement. Workers get, don't worry, be happy. Both are technically accurate depending on your time frame. But only one helps you survive. The world's biggest bank spent $2 billion this year to reduce headcount. Then their CEO went on television and said AI won't dramatically reduce jobs next year. Believe the $2 billion. That's the truth. Everything else is narrative management to keep you calm while they build the replacement systems. You have maybe 3 years before this becomes obvious to everyone. Use them. Because once it's obvious, you're competing with everyone else who just figured it out. And there won't be enough positions for all of you. Dimon already told you that in October. He just didn't say it on Fox News. Now tell me what you think. Is Dimon managing two messages or genuinely optimistic? More importantly, which timeline are you preparing for? The one he tells business leaders or the one he tells TV audiences? Comment below. And if this helped you understand what's actually happening behind corporate PR, subscribe, because every week another CEO is telling you not to worry while their company automates your job.